Hi. Hello everybody who's tapped in on their keyboard and said they want to look at this video. I'm really pleased because I've just been watching a lady called Miriam Decado. I'm not too sure if I've got her name right or not. She's a Canadian and she's been speaking on Project Camelot, and there's no video response able to be posted about this, but I want to add something to what she's just been saying. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but I know I'm somebody who is an extraterrestrial experiencer, and I haven't spoken out about my experiences, and I do feel that I should. I'm really keen on sharing the information that I've got because it is so personal to each and every person living in Britain. I too am a Canadian, and I've been in England since 1984 when George Orwell wrote the Big Brother story. My life has been very extraordinary. Anyway, it's enough about my life. What I'm trying to say is, I know a few ET experiences now that I've finally been trying to make contact with people that are a bit like me so that I don't feel so alone. And what I have realised is that what Miriam is saying in her video is that when she walks into a room, people know she's different. Same with me. And yeah, it's just energetic stuff really. And I've been able to have a really objective view of this, looking at the fact that if you were a petri dish culture surrounded by other cultures grown in exactly the same way, and you were told that the light was God, and everybody in the dish thought the light was God, but then you take a few of the cultures out and you whisper to them, you go, actually it's God, and then you put them back in the dish and the whole vibration changes. The whole dish, even if they don't even say anything, everybody would know that there is a difference because of the world mind changing. And all these people are having ET experiences, so the world mind is changing. That's what's going on. I'm having them, and I know that I just have to walk down the street, and I don't even have to say anything to anybody. And the vibration of people, like, they see me as a person, but then there's something in them that shifts. And today's 11/11, by the way. Happy 11/11, everybody. How I see it is, I am a consciousness buffer. I am part of the suspension system for the world mind to change. You can't take everybody and strip the covers off and, take the mask off the god and say, hey, I look like this really, you guys wake up, we're fooling you, because everybody's brains will pop. They'll die in shock of thinking, oh my god, I was thinking one way. They couldn't take it. But if you take a few of them out of the dish and you say, this is what God is, this is life really, and then you put them back in. So, like me and my friend Jamie, he's an ET experiencer, and Sarah, and other people around the world who have these experiences, we go off and we have like our ET stuff go on, and then when they put us back on the planet, the world mind is changed. We are a suspension system for everybody's mind. I've got a lot of stories to tell people, and maybe I should just start now. I want to make videos, or I want to reach out and touch people contact-wise, because I've kind of kept it to myself for some very good reasons, and for some stupid ones too. I was in denial for a long time of not what I've experienced, but of the world, because nobody could understand me in the way that I was, because I didn't understand the way I was compared to how I used to be, because I had a huge consciousness shift, which included the truth which was given to me by some Pleiadians, and I didn't see their faces. I saw 6 lights with one in the middle, and these lights flying away from me, they left an implant in my foot. I've had to deal with all sorts of crazy things. Bit better lighting. The Pleiadians told me that the Queen was dead. They said to me, we have a special message for you. Would you like to hear more about life on Earth? And I said, yeah, life on Earth. Go on, tell me, I was in the bath wiggling my toes after I'd had this experience in the garden with 6 lights flying away. And I thought I saw a little vision of the Earth being formed and how beautiful it was, and ancient temples and races and organics and stone and water, you name it. beautiful. And then they said, your queen is dead. And I thought, oh my God, my world came crashing down. I thought, whoa, wrong channel. Sorry, I was listening to something about the meaning of life on Earth. Hang on a second. Did you say my queen was dead? Queen Elizabeth II? Like the Queen of Britain, her over there in Windsor Castle and Buckingham Palace? And they said yes. And I was like, whoa, hang on. I'm just a 19-year-old girl. I was then. Why are you telling me that the Queen is dead? Shouldn't you be going to the newspapers or something? And when I said those words, newspaper, I saw exactly how people were coated in this free will to find out about the world, because instead of actually living, they decide to go and find out about it by looking in a newspaper. Anyway, they said they felt that I was a bit like strange about the old, telling them what for, saying, shouldn't you be going to the newspapers? And they said to me, what you need to know is she was never really alive to begin with in the first place. Not in the way you think of the word alive. And I was in the bath going, these people, they know this stuff to do with the royal family. This is before I'd heard of David Icke. I had not read any of his stuff. I don't think he'd even published The Children of the Matrix. It was 1995. May 10th, I think. They said, yes, what you need to know is she was never really alive to begin with in the first place. Not the way you think of the word alive. And that brought up all these images for me. It was like I had this telepathic connection with them. Them bringing some genetics down to the planet that could actually enforce a shift so that people stayed believing a certain vibration for a small. Only think about, modern society is quite young compared to the ancient stuff. So right at the end, because evolution is just like, to a creator god, a controlled explosion. You can't just let it all off and blow the whole thing up. You have to carefully know exactly where things are going to go so that you can watch it all, so that you can prepare for the next stage to where you need to be to see the explosion, to capture the next bit, blah, blah, blah. So that's evolution. And they created the queen right at the last minute just so that they can have this very slow vibration on the planet. Anyway, they didn't tell me this. I'm just telling you this now. It's taken me 15 years to get around to the fact that, I've got some information for people too. So, I hope people are listening. I was like saying, okay, so you guys know about this and I don't, but I do now. And they said to me, you are a special star sister sent to Earth on a special mission. And I was like, that sounds right, but hang on a second, They said she too is a star sister sent Earth on a special mission. And with that, they left. And the transmission was it was like somebody scratching on the tiles in the bathroom, tapping on the tiles, like tapping on a microphone, tuning in, and then finding some kind of way of communicating to me. And I'd never, ever had telepathic connection like this with a being before. With humans, but not like extraterrestrial beings, especially after having been in the garden, having 6 lights with one in the middle, flying away from me very, 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 very slowly. And then I realised, hang on a second, whoa, wave goodbye. I felt like they were family, like, oh, come back. I was saying, hey, let me come to the Pleiades. I can help you. And they were like, no, you need to be on Earth. I was like, no, I don't. No, let me, I'll be the cleaner or something. But anyway, they said, you'll be here and we'll remember you. And they did too. So the implant, that came out of my foot a few years later. It was about the size of an almond, and it was grey and it was like a stone, but it was really heavy and dense like a metal. And it had little crystals in it, layers and layers and layers of little crystals, and no, I don't have it anymore, much to my embarrassment. It's not that it got lost, it's that after it came out, straight away after it came out of my foot, my boyfriend passed it to me, and he'd been picking the skin off the bottom of my foot, and I said, no, and he said, no, let me do it. So when he passed it to me, he said, look what I pulled out of your foot. I'd been asleep in this weird anesthetized state, waking up like I'd been asleep for 2 years. This was in 1997. I thought I'd missed the millennium. I thought it was then the year 2000. I woke up and I was looking around the room thinking there was going to be dust everywhere, having an